The days of expiry has changed for National Stock Exchange, but the obvious question which investors are asking, is there going to be a change at BSE as well? Is there going to be change in the day of F&O expiry in the Sensex contracts or the contracts which are traded on BSE from Tuesday to some other day? To get all the answers, we have with us MD himself, Mr. Sundararaman Ramamurthy. Welcome to ET Now. My first question is Tuesday going to change to Thursday or some other day?
As you would appreciate, we have always been taking such steps as the market wanted us to do. When we restarted Sensex derivatives, we decided on Friday because that's what the market wanted. After NSE continued to remain at Thursday as stated by them, when the opportunity was given to shift, we shifted to Tuesday because that's what the market wanted. In this instant case also, as I understand, the Nifty expiry has been shifted, weekly expiry to Monday. We will go by whatever the market tells us. So we will wait for it and we will do what market wants.
While the obvious next question is, there has been voices in the market of now Monday and Tuesday will be heavy days for market as far as the F&O trading and especially the weekly trading. When is that process going to be started? Because the application is from the month of April, and even if you take the stock of the situation, speak to market participants, how soon that decision can be taken?
I'm not able to put a timeline to it, but certainly whatever market comes and tells us is what we will do.
There is one more comment which has come from National Stock Exchange saying there should be a unified expiry, meaning if it is Monday, BSE and NSE contracts should expire on Monday only. What is your view on that?
The concept of a unified expiry is nothing new. Thursday as an expiry for Nifty and Bank Nifty, and all the contracts that were introduced at that point of time in BSE was very much prevalent. Notwithstanding BSE spending a significantly large amount as LES and technology service fees, no volumes could be built. So when I joined as product differentiation makes a product useful and addresses market gap for products. The underlying and the expiry day becomes major product differentiator. So based on market feedback, we chose Friday. Maybe our choices are always sweet spot. Bank Nifty was planned to be shifted to that day. But then based on the realization that will add to concentration risk, that proposal was reverted back. When the question of one index, one exchange, one weekly expiry of index, one exchange came, the regulator gave the option for selecting one expiry day by the exchanges. The regulators absolutely, of course, would have applied their mind for giving this option. NSE opted to continue for Thursday. Based on market feedback, we shifted it to Tuesday. Market feedback had a rationale for it. When you have a common expiry, an existing mature product trades more and no other product can enter in. So in the process, it will be a significant concentration risk and an evolution of monopoly. Avoidance of concentration risk and having meaningful competition are hallmarks of a free market. So the unified expiry day did not get much of a traction from market participants. Also, risks do not materialize only in weekend. It happens every day. If there is a product to attract global risks on Monday, then if there is something materializing in between, with some meaningful gap, there should be another product. Otherwise, the products will be rolled over for buying extra protection only to the next week of the same product, not to any other product. In the process, concentration increases. What happens when concentration increases?
Right.
One, there is a significant probability of increase in volatility on expiry. There will be a serious amount of liquidity stress on the market on that day. Indices are made of stock, so there will be a stock concentration activity on that day, again in the same exchange, which is all not very desirable. Also, there is a risk to the ecosystem. What is the risk to the ecosystem we are talking? If there is a technology
so all in all,
glitch.
what you are suggesting is there are pros which may have been suggested by National Stock Exchange, but there are several cons which, as you are
there are some
listing out.
serious cons, actually, more.
Okay.
There
please
can
go
be
ahead.
a technology glitch on that day. And if there is a market-wide circuit breaker applied on that day, if all expire that day, how to get extra protection? There should always be a fallback for any product. Recently, to avoid concentration risk, I saw one old circular of NPCI. They are talking about all UPI service providers should be restricted to 30% market concentration.
Right, which has not been implemented for past 3 years, but yes, that circular came way back in 2021.
Yeah, it's a very interesting circular. Also, in US markets, they have come out with option price reporting authority, where all the option prices are reported to this place from the exchanges, and they are compiled and circulated to disseminated to all the exchanges, so that the investor can go for a best price execution, and also there is clarity of level playing field. Maybe some of these things also should be thought about at this stage.
Right. When we discussed about the impact of new F&O norms, which were chalked out by SEBI, from 1st of October, all those were implemented. I would assume that there would have been a meeting between BSE and NSE back then on deciding these weekly expiries. What is happening right now that the frequent change is, there is also a section of investors which is saying that the frequent change is not good for market. There should be some certainty on certain day. Expiry should be there. Now Thursday is going to be Monday for NSE. But for BSE also, the similar question is asked, that whether or not that spread will be there, or there will be one day which you will continue.
No, it's a very, very valid question you are asking. This has to be answered by the market participant. As I told you, we are a market infrastructure intermediary. Our main job is within the four walls of corporate governance and regulatory structure to provide products which are useful to the market. My thought process is the market product will be useful if when people want to buy extra protection for a few days within the week, there should be another product available. It should be different to avoid concentration risk and also but similar so that the risk is easily protected. But I will wait for what market participants tell us, and we will be guided only by that.
I will ask you this question once again. Is it going to be within a month that you are going to take a feedback from market participant? Because as I told you, the application is from April onwards. So is it a safe assumption?
No, I understand why you are repeating this question, because many investors would like to know the answer. I fully respect that. It totally depends upon what the market wants and when they are able to communicate. It's not that we have to initiate a specific process for seeking feedback. We are 24/7 available, and investors and market participants do revert back to us. I am sure they are reverting back already. We will be compiling and we will be looking at it, and we will take the call.
Last few questions before I let you go. On the impact of these new F&O norms, now overall business, I'm sure there would have been impact. What is your assessment on where we stand right in March now?
No, what is exactly
the impact on options premium? Of course, the turnover has come down. There was similar kind of assessment which said 20% fall, 30% fall. Overall, in terms of volume, how much it has gone down, particularly for BSE?
So as far as, so first I need to clarify one thing. The entire working of us under my regime here in BSE is not to go behind volumes or market share, but to go behind providing a useful utility to the market participants. For us, market share is an outcome. Having said that, in the recent past, there were a lot of changes. In the changes, the notional volumes across the country have come down. As far as BSE is concerned, there has been a significant improvement in the quality of premium that we are earning. That is, the product are not the weekend product. It's not an expiry day product. From a situation of more than 70-80% of the volumes in Sensex happening only on the expiry day, now we find around 40 to 45% is happening on the expiry day. Balance days it is spread. So this has happened because of one index per exchange for weekly expiry and a well spaced expiry days. So this therefore in a way had helped the growth of Sensex products and the quality of premium.
Right. Now a new chairperson has taken over SEBI. I want to understand that when the intention of these norms when they were announced was to protect the retail investors, and if at all the frenzy is there in F&O market, that should be put out of the system. Now, since at least 5 months have passed after these norms were implemented, what is your assessment of the norms? Do you think the motto has been achieved, or is there a scope of re-looking at the norms? Because sometimes what happens, maybe the whole agenda was not the business loss, but actually the investors are suffering.
See, the regulatory process in India, as you will appreciate, is a co-created process, very consultative from the regulatory side, and based on whatever is the feedback, that is how the regulatory norms are prescribed. And it is not 5 months or something has passed away. The 6 regulatory directives which were put in place were getting implemented one by one, and some of them are very recent. For us to conclude, therefore, we have seen the full impact of all the regulatory changes, and one is supposed to come only from April 1. So to us to conclude that all the regulatory impact has already happened is incorrect. We need to wait and watch to see how the market is coping up. Initially, for every change, there will be a reaction, and then there will be followed by an action based on the reaction and the learnings out of it. Learnings happens to everybody. It happens to market participants, to the infrastructure intermediaries, and regulators are always open for looking into every one of the regulations that they put in place, and they have been regularly doing it. So we need to wait and watch at this point of time. We may not be able to conclude all the impact has already happened.
Right. Thank you so much for taking out time and explaining to the investors who still has a question whether or not BSE is going to change its expiry day from Tuesday to some other day. Of course, the application of NSE expiry new day from Monday is going to be next month, but soon BSE is going to take consultation from the stakeholders and may take a decision soon on it.